And welcome once again to Bible Journaling 66 in our series on the Parables of Jesus Christ. Please like and subscribe and help us to increase our algorithm. The Pharisee and the Publican. This parable follows immediately after the parable of the unjust judge, which spoke about God's part in prayer. This parable deals with man's part and was addressed to the self-righteous. It teaches us the true attitude we should have when coming before God in prayer. We find this parable recorded in Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. Also, he spoke this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Two men went up to the temple to pray. One a Pharisee, the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: God, I thank you that I'm not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the tax collector, standing afar off, would not so much as raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Now those listening must have been stunned, because the outcome was what they would not have expected. The Pharisee really didn't utter a true prayer at all. The humble publican was forgiven and justified solely on the basis of repentant faith. The Pharisee prayed with himself. His prayer never went up to God at all because he was speaking of his own goodness. He thanked God for what he himself had done. We cannot come to God on the ground of our own righteousness. The Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 3, verse 10, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. Isaiah in the Old Testament, chapter 64, verse 6 says, but we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. We can never be good enough to be worthy of heaven. That's why God had to pay the penalty for our sins. John 3:16 sums it up. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may God bless you, and Maranatha.